Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/49 County News TV.
We loaned it out the other day and we may have it a little too lively, so if it gets squealing, we'll try to cut it off where it won't hurt your ears. But welcome to our meeting tonight. We will call the meeting to order. And we certainly appreciate all the guests and department heads and the media for coming tonight. And if you will, stand with me and we'll have an invocation and our pledge and we'll get started. Father in heaven, we pause to give you thanks for this beautiful day. Lord, we thank you that we have life and the abundance of life, which are your blessings. We ask you now to be with us as we conduct our business for our city. We ask you to be with us each time we meet with our guide and our director. In Christ's name, amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know some of you are nervous tonight to kick off around 7, so we'll try to get you home in plenty of time to see that. We've got a lot of items to cover, so we're going to move forward with our meeting. This is the very first meeting of the year, 2019. Seems impossible. We're already in the year 2019, but here we are. First recommendation tonight would be to approve the minutes of our meeting that was held on December the 17th of 2018.
Make a motion.
Gene made a motion. We need a second.
I second.
Wade second. All in favor of approving our minutes? Thank you. We have a recommendation next, item 2, to approve our accounts payable bills for December 2018. That would be for the city and water department.
I'll make it.
Herbert made a motion. We need a second.
I'll second.
Wade second. All in favor of paying our accounts payable? Thank you. None opposed. Our third announcement would be relating to our City of Hamilton Street Department. We want to announce the hiring of John Cody Compton as a new sanitation worker for the City of Hamilton. And we'd need to recommend his pay would be $15.40 per hour for his position starting as a sanitation worker.
I'll make it.
Herbert made the motion. We need a second.
I'll second.
Wade second. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. And the second announcement on item 5 would be the announcing of hiring of a second sanitation worker for the City of Hamilton Street Department. That would be Mr. Sean Holloway. And the recommendation to pay Sean would be at the same rate at $15.40 per hour for this position. We'd need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Wade made a motion. Need a second.
I'll second.
Herb made a second. All in favor of paying Sean the same rate that we pay John Cody? All opposed? Okay. That price 4-1. And the Item 7 would be the announcement of hiring Matt Johnson as a new trainee for the water treatment plant, and this would be for the Hamilton Water Department. And the recommendation for Matt's beginning pay at that job is $15.90 per hour. We need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion.
Wade made a motion, need a second.
I'll second.
Gene second, all in favor? All opposed? That passes 4-1.
And Mayor, I'd just like to say, there's nothing against these men, but I do not feel that, we actually followed the procedures in the handbook. And I know that some of these men were hired from, applications that were maybe accepted for other positions within a certain department. So I guess I need to know right now, if somebody is interested in a job with the city, do they just need to come in and put in an application in every department that they're interested in being hired in? So if the job isn't posted, they're already in the application pool?
Well, if these applications have been taken in a recent time, we'll go back occasionally and hire from that group. But if they're old, we'll probably lose track of them.
But like, for instance, I had a person approach me about when applications were taken for the meter reader and the construction job, that once they found out what all was involved, chose not to put in an application, but would probably have put in an application for a water treatment plant job, because it's not as strenuous, as physical as a construction job would have been. So if somebody is interested for a job, any job in the city, do they just need to come in and put in an application in all the departments so it's there?
Yes, we would welcome anyone that's interested in a job to keep one on file with us all the time.
Okay.
And that'd be considered in that hiring group. We'd love to have applications reviewed. We would welcome that, yes. Item 9 is a recommendation to allow our police chief to hire an additional non-certified police officer trainee for the City of Hamilton Police Department. At a previous city council meeting held November 5th, 2018, the mayor and council approved Chief Vickery to hire one certified police officer and one non-certified police officer trainee. Due to no approved certified officers having been chosen or applications withdrawn or other reasons, Chief Vickery is asking to be able to send an additional non-certified police officer trainee to the police academy. And this would replace the certified police officer that was approved at the November 5th meeting. Is that what we're trying to do, Chief?
Yes, sir.
2 non-certified trainee that will need to go through the academy is what you're trying to hire.
But you aren't gonna know who your choices are until they take their agility test on the 12th, and then from whoever passes the agility test will go to the interview, and then from there.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Gene made a motion. Do we need a second? Yes, we do.
I'll second.
Wade second. All in favor of allowing the chief to do that?
Didn't you skip 6, 7, and 8? Or did I miss?
Sean Holloway was hired and his.
That was up on 4.
We voted on his pay.
That was up on 4, and then 5, Matt Johnson, then 6. I don't have 7 and 8. We just skipped over them. I don't know.
You just had to write their names in.
Oh, was that where they were gonna go?
Yeah, we
These
don't
3
vote,
here?
we don't vote on the hire, we just vote on the pay.
So we hired them, we wouldn't pay.
They're already-
That's their starting
Oh,
pay.
they're already hired. care of, I didn't know that.
We just had three that we voted on. The others were announcements of their hire.
Well, I want to thank
Now we're down to item 10. Okay, and that would be a recommendation to approve, 2019 holiday schedule for the city of Hamilton. If anybody wants to look over one of those, I've got one with me. I think we looked at it at the workshop. Is there any changes in that, Angela? That's the same holidays we,
I'll make a motion.
okay. Okay, we need a second for that. Wade made a second. All in favor of approving our holiday schedule? Thank you. That was unanimous. Recommendation to change the date for the next city council meeting to Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019 at 6 p.m. This is due to the city hall being closed on Monday, the 21st, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday and Robert E. Lee holiday that are simultaneous. So we need a motion to change that meeting date to Tuesday.
I'll make a motion, but I think we'd already changed it, I had it down. Not changed it
We
last
discussed
week.
it at
Yeah.
the work session,
work
we couldn't vote on it tonight.
Yeah,
You made the
okay. I made
motion,
that
Jim?
one, yeah.
Did a second on that?
That's
Herb made the second, all in favor of making that change? Thank you. That gets us to item 12, which is a recommendation to proceed with the closing of First Avenue Northeast between Highway 43 North to First Street Northeast, more commonly known as the street that divides the Hamilton Methodist Church's property. This closing will come with conditions acceptable to the city and the Methodist Church of improving access to the existing businesses that will be affected by this street closing. And I believe Scott's got something he's been working on with the church officials he'd like to tell us about right now.
Yes, sir. Chairman Jeff are here as well to discuss it, but we had talked with them about giving us access and an easement if we need to expand basically the mouth of First Street Northeast, which is the little street that runs between their property and those businesses. If we need to, if we see that access needs to be wider because of the closing of the street, and they've given us that easement of 128 feet, up to 128 feet if necessary, there to widen that so that we can do what we need to do.
Now, where the street really needs to be widened more is at the west end. North end.
Right.
Thank you.
That's it.
The north end, because you can't turn down there.
That's-
It's really narrow on that end.
That's where we're
And it
talking
needs
about.
to come on up quite a few feet to get to where that, because when we close that street, the only exit you're gonna have coming from the north is gonna be, people are gonna find that and start trying to come in there and going out.
Right. And
So that street, we need to make sure that they can get in and out there, because I've already heard some,
that's what we're talking about.
yeah.
Okay, and who's going to pay for the improvements?
That'll be on the city. We'll do that out of our street.
The street department's gonna do that?
If it ever needs to be widened, we can do that, yes.
So we're not agreeing right now tonight that it needs to be widened?
We're agreeing it needs to be widened, but we're not gonna widen it at the present time.
Right.
We just don't wanna give it.
We want to see what it looks like once it's
They don't wanna
closed.
give the church the street up there unless they agree that when the city gets ready, they can widen that street down there.
And are both ends of that street gonna be closed? The street on the hill?
The one that we're talking about vacating?
Yes.
Yes,
But we're not talking about vacating it, we're talking about closing it.
same difference, but yes,
Is it the same difference? Because I was confused about that.
yes,
And that's why I questioned what happened with the Baptist church.
yes. It's closing, vacating the street. We're no longer having it as a city street.
Okay, and both ends are gonna be closed.
Yes, yes.
And so whatever the deal was with Aldott has been resolved?
That'd be be something that the Methodist Church will work with Aldott about how to close that access or what they need to do.
See, we got a reason, I think we don't need to decide exactly about the street down there, how we're gonna close it, or how we're gonna widen it, or whatever, until the ramp decides what they're gonna do down there about that shopping center. I think we need to know before we start working on the street, it needs to be. 'Cause we have no idea what's gonna happen there.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. My understanding is around is bought that, so if they make it into another shopping center, it sure gonna have to be widening in the street, put there, get the people out of there another way.
Scott has a copy of that agreement. If anyone wants to read it before we bring this to a vote, I'd welcome you to do it. You'd be proud to let you see it and read it.
Yeah, it's extremely complicated.
You want to just read it for us?
With that, I'll take out all the witnesses and where to's, but the responsibility of the city is to vacate the First Avenue northeast between Highway 43 north to First Street northeast. And then the responsibility of the Methodist Church is, due to the closure of the above street, the city may need to expand First Street northeast from the existing First Avenue northeast to the intersection of First Street northeast and Second Avenue northeast. And if the city expands the street, then the Methodist Church agrees to grant the city an easement over its property at the intersection of First Street northeast and Second Avenue northeast. And that's basically 128 square foot distance is what we had talked about from working it out on the property line. It's basically 2 fence posts of what they're fencing there. Which
I
would
don't
give
know whether that's up further or nothing,
it'd give a pretty good mouth.
See, it narrows down, I never noticed that, but it really gets narrow. And to be able to turn, have 2 lanes and be able to turn onto that other street down there.
I think the width there at the mouth would give us ample room to
Okay, all right.
determine.
You're the lawyer.
Okay. And we appreciate y'all considering us on that too, Jimmy and Pastor. We appreciate the church's consideration on the needs of the merchants that's down there and how that will help us not to affect too many people adversely by doing this closure. And we appreciate that.
So when the street was closed for the Baptist church, it was done the next day. So tomorrow, Mike, will you go and close this street?
I can, yeah, eventually it's gonna become the Baptist church's responsibility to close that road.
Right.
We've got our stuff down there.
But that
And the
night,
same thing will have
Right.
to occur at the Methodist church.
and the chief pointed out the night that we voted on the Baptist church that the stop sign, the 4-way stop was gonna have to be removed and it would be through traffic going north and south and just that one. So,
We got the road barricaded off. The
Right.
stop sign is still up. We'll have to get the bucket truck to get it now. It's overhead.
Once you vote on it, we don't wear wrecks or anything like that on the street anymore.
pardon?
I said, once you vote on it, we don't work wrecks or anything like that on that street anymore.
Right.
What we'll do on the Methodist church part of the street is we'll back off the state's right of way on our property, and then we'll barricade the lower end off, which is all of the city property there. That's where the 2 streets intersect. And we'll back off 43 on our street, off of their right of way and back up.
So it's still gonna leave a turn in?
Huh?
It's still gonna leave space to turn in?
That will become the church's property. instead
That's
of the
right.
city.
That's right.
We won't be responsible for it.
We don't need access at all.
Now, do y'all want the lower end closed off for the parking lot? You don't, do you?
Well,
Or do you?
We can come in the upper side.
Really, we just need the upper end closed, because if we close,
The
with
access
the lower
parking.
end, the access parking.
Yeah.
So just the top, just the east, the west end's gonna be closed?
Yes. So that
Well, they can close the
actually-
other when they take a notion, can't they?
Well, they don't even have to close it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
If they want to, though, they could later.
Sure.
Because they need to get into the parking lot, I
Right.
guess, that's what you're speaking of.
Right.
They could close it later, it'll be theirs, they do as they please with it.
Right.
With those facts being known, I'd like to call this to a vote at this time, if the council will permit it. And in order to vote, we need a motion and a second, of course.
For what?
A motion and a second to vote on this matter. To vote on the street closing, we'll need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion.
Ray made a motion, we'll need a second to bring it to a vote.
And I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor of closing that section between the church's property? Any opposed?
I think that we need a little more, or we needed a little more precise wording in exactly what was gonna happen.
Okay.
Let's get rid of this.
It would be, probably, I don't know exactly where we're headed with that, but anyway, the vote was 3-2 to close the street. And I hope, we don't see it as a mistake in the future. We know there's some usage of the street. The church is doing it for safety reasons, basically, and possible expansion in the future. And, they have a play area for their children just beyond that parking lot, and that causes children to be coming and going from the church. And I think we did a good thing for the church, and I don't believe it's really hampered anyone from traveling through our town.
Well, if they get the other street down through there and they approve widening that street for church.
That's the
And,
agreement.
yeah, and
That Scott's holding.
they can come in and go down there, and it's a lot easier getting in and off the highway down further, because it's hard to turn in up there and dangerous.
We're down to item 13, a recommendation to engage the City of Hamilton Bond Counsel, Rod Cantor, with Bradley Airlamp to review and revise documents relating to the city's financing and economic development in relation to the new Love's truck stop. And they're going to be presenting a package soon that will involve the tax abatements on fuel that they mentioned when they said they'd come to Hamilton. Scott wants a professional to look at the fine print in this thing. He notified me that he feels that we need an expert to look over this agreement because it might have language in it that needs to be tweaked or corrected. Is that about the gist of it, Scott?
Yes, sir, and it's not necessarily just with Love's as well, but I was talking with Rod about that in a couple other instances. We met with them about the school issues as well, and we just officially need to, they're our bond counsel, and we go to them, but we need to just be able to make sure that anything that we do in these regards doesn't mess up something that's a covenant in one of our bond agreements or our financing agreements, just so we're protected.
Well, we are going to see an agreement
Yes.
soon from Love's, right?
Yes,
That's to be presented for us to pass as a council and mayor,
yes, sir.
Involving their needs on their package as far as when they locate in cities, they'll have
That's right.
certain needs from the city to help them recoup some of their investment.
That's right.
But
Yes,
I don't understand why we're seeking the advice of the bond counsel when they're only asking for a split in the fuel tax. I don't understand.
It's just, me wanting to make sure that the city is absolutely protected.
They're gonna also ask us to build some streets up to it, aren't they? If we're gonna give them that tax money, we're gonna have to be careful.
We're applying for grants on widening that street.
Yeah, but up to there, are they gonna ask us to, because they're gonna be building way off the road, seems to me like.
No, they haven't asked us for
They
that.
don't, okay, good deal, yeah. I understand this street right there, the road, but I figured they'd start asking us to build the roads up to the station.
Right.
And you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. The only thing in that regard they've mentioned about is widening the County Road 35 and
Yeah.
apply for grants on that, which there are grants available
Right.
for those.
Right. We'd already talked about that, I think, before.
Basically, this is more than just for observance of Love's package. This is for protection for the cities because we finance matters through bond council.
Right. I don't want to do something that's open-ended for the city and make sure that we're protected, even if, like you said, it's just a simple repayment of a fuel tax issue. I want to make sure that we're protected as far as we can be, and not that it's open-ended or pushed out, but just that we're not obligating something that we can't obligate.
Now, what do you wanting us to pass here now?
Just basically to hire Mr. Cantor to review the documents and
And you think that would be the best to keep this out of the problem?
Yes.
Well, I'll make a motion, we do that.
Okay, we've got a motion. Need a second. Got a second. All in favor? All opposed?
I'm gonna abstain. I really don't know enough about this to say yes or no. I'm still sort of confused. And if I'm not mistaken, are they not affiliated with First National? Did First National?
yes.
Okay, they don't. I still abstain. I don't know enough to say yes or no.
One abstention on that matter. Okay, if there's no other business tonight, then we'll need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
All right, and we
Kick
need a
off.
second.
I'll second that.
Got a second. All in favor? Adjourn. Vote aye.
I like it when I